Hello, I'm Rebecca, and this is Masterful Chats. Masterful Chats are short, clear, concise, clarifying conversations designed to uplift, empower, inspire, and support you as you move forward along your spiritual path and in your life's journey. And today's chat is about creating a new life by being patient. But first, I'd like to say welcome to all of my wonderful subscribers. I truly appreciate you. And welcome to all of those of you who are viewing me for the very first time. And for those who are viewing me for the very first time, let me just take a moment to tell you a little bit about myself. I am an intuitive and information synthesizer and a mystical scholar. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll really help the channel. Thank you. So now, let's chat about how being patient can create a whole new life for you. We don't often think about how one act each and every moment affects our life. And yet that is the key to creating a new life. Being in the present moment, being aware and awake, noticing how we feel both physically and mentally. That is where we begin to change our lives one moment at a time. And being patient is critical as the earth moves forward in ascension and as humanity moves forward in ascension. Because as I've said before, right now humanity and the earth are like in a huge wash cycle, if we can compare it to a washing machine. And everything that is not in integrity is getting pulled out and brought to the surface. Anything that is not of the light, anything that is not in integrity is being brought up so that it can be viewed and it can be healed and it can be released. And we are doing this one person, one family, one community, one state, one country at a time. The entire world is going through this wash cycle. And the word patience, feel that word in your body. Patience. There's a grounding. There's a settling. There's a calmness that's associated with patience. And if we're running to get from one thing to the other and we're not in the present moment, likely we're not being patient with ourselves and we're not being patient with other people. Patience requires that we focus, that we acknowledge how we are feeling, that we take a deep breath with ourselves. And if we're in the present moment and we are aware, then we can allow ourselves to be patient with ourselves. Patient also brings up another word, another vibration, and that is graciousness. Because if we're being patient with ourselves, we're giving ourselves space to allow to create, to allow ourselves to make mistakes, to allow ourselves to realize that life is a process and that more than likely things take time. We're all works in progress. We take time. And if we can acknowledge that we're not meant to be perfect, that we're not meant to run like machines, that we do have days that aren't perhaps the most joyous or the most illuminating, that we all have challenges that we need to address, then we can be patient with ourselves and realize that we are all works in progress. But that doesn't make us any less of being powerful, powerful creators. because we are all Christed beings of light in physical form. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. And some days are simply easier than others. And the journey from the third dimension of lack and greed, where we never have enough time to get things done, where we're either projecting to the future or we're mired in the past. The longest journey is from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. And the fifth dimension is one where there is love and there is patience and there's spaciousness. Where there's not lack and there's not power over, where it's cooperation and co-creation. And currently, mankind is in that process of going from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. And Gaia is as well. The earth is as well. And so while we are in the wash cycle, so to speak, patience can afford us the spaciousness and the calmness and the peace to move ourselves forward one moment at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, and beyond. If we're in a rush and we have deadlines and the monkey mind is going crazy, we will feel harried, we will feel stress, we will feel anxiety, and our body is going to feel it as well. So by allowing ourselves patience with our process, with where we're at, with cutting ourselves a little slack, then we can do that for the next person. I'm sure we've all been in the grocery store where there's an individual in front of you that's either paying in pennies or is having a rough day with the technology, or maybe doesn't even have enough money to pay for their groceries. And I think that's a reminder to us, or any situations like that, where another person is doing the best that they can to take care of themselves in whatever circumstances they are in, that we can stand back and breathe a bit and give ourselves spaciousness and give that person spaciousness as well. The kinder that we can be to ourselves, the kinder we can be to others. Because we've all had days where either our minds just are overloaded, or we've gotten some very bad news, or we've been through an upsetting situation, or we're really feeling the pressure of something or someone. And so by allowing patience, we can allow ourselves to be in a state of grace. We are life, and life flows through us. And as we move forward in this ascension, if we can model patience and kindness, if we can exhibit that to ourselves, to our family, our friends, and our community, that's a much, much higher energetic. Patience allows us to notice the world around us, because we are in the present moment, because we are being patient. It allows us to, for lack of a better term, kind of scope out the territory. It allows us to observe not only ourselves, but others. It allows us to connect, perhaps meeting a person's gaze or smiling at another. If we're in anxiety and we're stressed and we're anxious to get ahead, and all we can think about is, oh, why won't that person move faster, or why can't I do this faster, whatever. No. not helping. That's only going to create more stress within you. Patience allows us just to build a spaciousness around ourselves. It allows us to really go with the flow because we are not in control of all things. We are only in control of ourselves. And by being in control of every thought, word, feeling, and action that we take, by being mindful, by being aware, and by being patient with ourselves, we're allowing ourselves to notice perhaps things that if we were not in that state, if we were not going with the flow, if we were resisting it and angry and frustrated, that we would miss entirely. If we're feeling frustrated and upset and a lot of anxiety, we may miss something that would literally change our lives, or a person who would change our lives. If we can take a little bit of a step back when something presents itself or a situation with another person presents itself, and take a deep breath and observe and respond appropriately, we will be able to notice things that if you're in a state of stress and anxiety, you're not going to notice. Because quite often there is tunnel vision. And if we have a task, yes, that we do need to finish, and we are focused and we are in the present moment, tunnel vision is a good thing. But quite often when dealing with the world, it's not going to work as we would want it to. We can't be in control of other people and what they do or situations, but we can be in control of ourselves. And by being patient with yourself, by loving yourself, by being kind to yourself, you're creating a kinder world. There's no way that you cannot be. It's all about balance, and it's all about honoring you. We all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. We all have things that we're good at and things we're not so good at. We all have good days and we all have bad days. And I know personally that I am always so grateful when I'm not having one of my better days. And there are a few, and they happen. I'm always so grateful when another person has shown me a small mercy, who's been kind and thoughtful, who's given me the space, who's honored me as simply another human being. So as I like to say, be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Honor yourself and what you need. Find the joy, find the love, find the laughter. And in that, you will create a new life, one present moment to the next present moment at a time. Thank you for being here with me today for this Masterful Chat. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And wherever you're at in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Until we chat again, blessings.